Okie dokie. So for week 16, we have a few things. Now, one is the cage system, and that's a lot. So I'll start with Dramamine first, which is a very good song by Modest Mouse. And yeah, I like to use it as a backing track, which I'll probably show you guys later. At the moment, I'm just going to use my acoustic for these. But yeah, it's a super nice medley. It's in the key of G. And it starts with a G chord, but kind of weird. Like, I think it's a G chord. Maybe an E minor. Yeah, it's probably an E minor. And then it goes to the D. Because that. It's like a D. And then it goes to a C. And then it goes to a G. So. And yeah, just learn that little the little riff, and it's really fun if you have a loop pedal and just kind of do that. Add some percussion, then you could look up to see what like harmonics they use, because they had some like nice little harmonics and slides in there, and it's a really fun thing to solo over with the G major scale. And so yeah, I look forward to seeing your videos of that. But let's talk about the cage system now. Cage system is by far the most helpful thing to me in terms of navigating the neck, and it will probably be helpful to you. All you have to do is know the C major, A major, G major, E major, and the D major chord. And you should probably know the minors of these as well, because it, I suppose, also apply. So, let's say you have a C. There's a C right there. The C has a bass note of a C. And then there's an A, also using the same bass note. Notice how in A shape, if you slide it up 3 times, 1, 2, 3, you have a C. Which is cool, because you could like do this, and then maybe go to the D, then you can play the C again, in a different spot. Fun. And then, also, the system has more parts, G. So, G chord is this. Well, where is the C note on the E string? On the 8. So we play a G shape here. And we use kind of the wall of the A chord here as the back of the G. Kind of like these. How these are open on a G chord, so we could just play this. Now, one thing about chords is you kind of think about them in halves, at least I do. So let's say this G chord here, you could just think about the top 4, and then you could kind of flip it around and think about the bottom 4 instead. That's a little bit easier to play, because doing this probably ain't working for a lot of people. So, just starting with that right there, and you could also play Joy to the World. Which is fun to add in all the time. So then what's next? In E. And we were here playing the C chord. So let's play an E shape on this C chord. Wonderful. That's a C. I know it's a C because I went bam and then bam and then bam and then bam. And yeah. Cool. Now, again, thinking about these as halves, we could actually just do this. And we could use the 8 here, because if we know that the E up here is a C, the E down here is probably also a C. So you could start with just the second half, which might be a little bit easier for a lot of people. Cool. So what's next? The D. Now, I know that that's a C right there. And that looks an awful lot like a D shape to me. So maybe if I played it like this and this and then held the bass note down by myself. And I got a C. Cool. Bub. Bub. Buh. And then buh. Caged. But it doesn't stop there, because notice how this little triangle here is the beginning of a C chord. Boom. Kind of hard to get that, but maybe if we did it on an electric, it might be easier. I'm not going to try. So yeah, that's the cage system, and this applies to all other keys. So let's say I'm in D right here, and I know that that is a D because I can slide the C up twice and get it. And then this is an A, and then this is a D. This is an A shape, rather, but it's a D. And this is a G shape, but it's a D. And this is an E shape, but it's also a D. So that means this is the C sharp, the C, etc., etc. Here's an A chord. So I know this is A because that's the bass note, and I can play an E chord on an A. So then I could take this note here on the pinky and make a D. Hey look, that's an A. Or I could play this as a C, and maybe use that bass note here of the A. The options are infinite, so explore some of them. So yeah, learn Dramamine, figure out this cage system, explain it in your own words, and I look forward to seeing all the things that you provide in terms of your responses. Bye-bye.